What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video, and boy oh boy, I can already see the comments going crazy about this one. No, I do not think Matthew Tkachuk is going to be a Maple Leaf, and no, I did not start this. Man, people have been actually quoting me on Twitter saying that I started the Foligno rumors that he was re-signing with Toronto when I clearly said I heard it on the radio. But man, it's silly season already in terms of trade rumors and stuff like that, but you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have sent me their cap friendly, like, oh, this is how the Tkachuk trade could work. How are the Leafs going to try to acquire Tkachuk? Guys, Tkachuk is like the perfect forward that the Leafs could use. But you would have to get rid of a big salary to make that happen, okay? And the only reason why I'm talking about this is probably because this is the only time I want to bring this up. And there were people that wanted me to talk about it, even though I honestly have to tell you guys, I think it's ridiculous. Oh my God, guys, I got stung by a bee earlier cutting the grass. My hand is throbbing right now. I don't know what the hell. That thing stung the hell out of me, but that's besides the point. Matthew Tkachuk is a guy that the Leafs could obviously use, but most of the rumors that people are trying to start here is that it would be like him for Marner, and then like they would have additional pieces coming our way, or like there would be like some salary retention. Guys, that is way too galaxy brain, and if it does happen, then kudos to you guys, but I don't think that it makes a ton of sense. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of this. Now, Shane O'Brien, I believe he was a former Maple Leaf, was he not? He talked about it on Sirius XM, basically saying that he thinks that a Tarasenko and Tkachuk trade could work because he heard Tkachuk wants out of Calgary. And Tarasenko, I guess his time is up with St. Louis, according to O'Brien, and he thinks that a trade could happen. Apparently, he's hearing more on the end that Tkachuk wants to play in St. Louis, obviously his hometown. I just think it is time for a change in Calgary. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but I just heard some rumblings that it could be Tkachuk for a Tarasenko thing. Okay, so this is where I kind of go, okay, no, because this is more or less just a Tkachuk any team rumor at this point. But because I'm a Leaf channel, I have to address the elephant in the room, and that's the fact that Leaf fans already think that this is a possibility, which I'd love them, but I don't think it's going to work. I also think that people just tying players to their hometown doesn't always work. This one makes a little sense, but at the same time, I just don't see why Tkachuk would want to leave and go to St. Louis, where I don't think he'll make as much money. I actually think he'll make more money in Calgary, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I actually think that Calgary would offer him more money. Maybe this is a tactic just to scare them a little bit. But if I'm looking at some numbers here, let's just hypothetically look at this, okay? Tkachuk is obviously a fantastic player. Basically, how I try to explain charts like this to people is if it's blue, it's good. You don't want to see red. Red's not good here. But he's just a guy that can play in a bunch of different situations. He's physical. He's heavy on the puck. I mean, he's 23 years old, 6'2", 202 pounds. This guy's a power forward through and through. 43 points in 56 games played. The guy has just put up numbers since he's come to the NHL. A 30-goal season, a couple 20-goal seasons. Easily would have hit that in 82 games this year. He gets obviously a lot of penalty minutes. The guy is just... he's physical. Let's be honest here. He's physical. But I can't believe I'm even really talking about this, but hypothetically, if the Leafs were to inquire on Tkachuk, I don't know how you would want to include a Mitch Marner into this, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessary, considering you could just upgrade on like Nylander, which to me doesn't make sense considering he was your best value contract besides Matthews this year, in my opinion, and Jack Campbell, of course, but nobody was really expecting him to play that well. But you would have to trade Kerfoot in hopes that you could find a really cheap centerman. You'd have to trade Justin Hall and hope that Liljegren and Sandin can step up and you can re-sign Bogosian for cheap. You'd have to sign a couple entry-level guys or really cheap guys in free agency that are like third and fourth line guys. You would have to hope Nick Robertson could take a step. There's a lot of what-ifs that would be attached to this. So for me, I didn't even bother to try to like make up a team and say, oh, this is how Tkachuk would fit in. But I'm not even joking. If you guys want me to try that, if you guys want me to attempt that, please comment down below. And on one of my next rebuilding the Leaf videos, which are fantasy booking, by the way, is not legitimate. Okay, it's just some things I'm really hoping the Leafs do, but it's more like fantasy booking. So if you guys want me to try something like that with Tkachuk involved on the team, comment down below and we'll get to that. But for now, until we hear more, I don't think Tkachuk is going anywhere. I just, a 23-year-old, obviously he's in the last year of his, I believe, $7 million deal coming up. He's going to get paid quite well. I don't know. We'll have to see. I especially don't see the Leafs being interested, but to each their own. I'll say this. If the Leafs did acquire him, that'd be a huge move. It would be the best move they can make. They need a guy that's physical, who can score goals. He literally does everything. And that's the guy you want. He's a pest. I don't like him when we play him, but that's the goal. That means he's doing his job. So, oh boy, I can't believe I even talked about that. But hey, listen, you guys ask, I talk about it. So don't blame me. Anyways, okay, I gotta maximize this. Sorry guys, I've got all my editing stuff in the background. But Leafs updates on Twitter put Leafs D-man Morgan Rielly, who is a UFA in 2022, is willing to take less money to stay in Toronto, according to Pierre LeBrun. Now, before I go any further, read this reply. We need playoff performers. I don't think he's one of them. Not enough heart. Look at this reply. Don't think it was his best playoffs, but I would say Nylander is not a playoff guy at all. Move him and use money to keep and or get guys. Could also move Rielly as well. What does William Nylander have to do? The guy led the team in points in the playoffs. He was their best player. Easily. He was their best player besides Jack Campbell. Like, are we being serious? Anyways, let's shy away from this here, but let's just focus on this. Apparently, he's willing to take less money. It's getting hot in the kitchen for Morgan Rielly. It's getting hot in the kitchen. He can see that his name's being floated around there. He knows that he might not be the own rental that the Leafs have become accustomed to. Now, guys, the Leafs have had a ton of own rentals. I don't always agree with it. This one is very tough because if the Leafs feel like they can be in on somebody in the offseason, that would be an upgrade on Morgan Rielly, then it pushes Morgan Rielly out. But if they feel like they can get another, and this is what I think they should do, if they can get another TJ Brody-like acquisition around the $5 million mark, that's just a really solid defenseman, I'm saying keep both. Because then your team is very solid in your top four. That means you're more than likely trading Justin Hall to remove that $2 million salary. You're probably losing Kerfoot in the expansion draft, or maybe you just leave Justin Hall exposed. There's a bunch of different options. But I would like to keep Morgan Rielly if the Leafs make a move this offseason, or multiple moves, which I think they need to, and we can get to that in other videos. I've already specified it before too. But if they can make these moves and make this team look like an absolute juggernaut going into the season, now that'll be very tough with their cap problems, then you have to give Morgan Rielly that last season and go all in. Because if the Leafs trade Morgan Rielly and they don't make an upgrade at that position, or at least they don't fill it properly, then they look stupid. I mean, defense wasn't the problem. Sorry, guys, my chair almost just broke there, but well, it is broken. But if the Leafs defense wasn't the problem, and if they take a step back, then they look stupid. So they need to make upgrades in that forward group, which is hilarious to me that that's what we're talking about now. But I don't know, like, I'm on the fence about trading Morgan Rielly, because if we look at his numbers here, let's look at his cap friendly. $5 million cap hit, very good. He's going to get a raise, and I'm thinking it's going to be $7 million. Is taking a pay cut 6.5 or 6.7, or is $7 million taking the pay cut? I happen to think 6.7 to $7 million is the pay cut, unfortunately. Now, Looking at his numbers, Morgan Rielly has been super solid for this team. 35 points in 55 games played, 3 points in 7 games in the playoffs, but he actually was very good in the playoffs this year. 27 and 47 the year before, 72 and 82 when he had that just outrageous season, and then before 52 and 76. He puts up numbers. The guy puts up numbers. But the Leafs are in a very tricky spot now where it's like, okay, now we're starting to feel the heat. We want to be winners. We want to be contenders. Like, if the Leafs win a couple rounds this year, they're not trading Morgan Rielly. They're going all in. They're literally finding any last piece that they can to go right to the cup. But the Toronto Maple Leafs lost in the first round. They choked a 3-1 lead. Here, like, this is a recording. We choked in the first round again. So the Leafs now have to look at guys who would be a part of their core, because Morgan Rielly has been a part of this team and been probably the first building block for this team for a long time. The Leafs have to explore those moves. And it becomes very interesting. I'll just leave it at that, because I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say. I love leaving it to you guys to answer a lot of questions, because then I take those and I turn them into more videos. And that's what I like to do. I like to make videos. So please help me out here. Trade Morgan Rielly or don't. Leave your suggestions. The Tkachuk stuff, I mean, you guys can talk about it if you want. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, he would be the perfect fit. The Leafs can't make it work, though. Maybe comment down below if you want to see me make that type of video to try to fit him into the roster. I can't believe it. I'm gonna get hate for that, guys. I'm gonna get hate for that for sure. But oh well. Anyways, I appreciate you guys as always. Love and appreciate you guys as always. And I gotta update you guys a little bit about my life too. If you've made it this far, hopefully I'll be able to explain it in a longer video and actually give you guys a real explanation. But if you like me or you don't like me, you guys have to know that I've been going through a lot of things up here, and nothing crazy, nothing to be worried about. Just, you know, sometimes maybe I'll have a snappy response to a comment or even in a video or something like that. It's not you. It's stuff I've been dealing with in my personal life have kind of got to me, and I would go as far as to say that depression is there, and it needs to be addressed. And I just hope you guys understand. That's why there's not videos frequently, because there's days that I don't even want to get out of bed. So, and I work full time. So just imagine I'm working full time and there's days I don't even want to get out of bed. So let me know what you guys think about the video, not about me, just about the video, because I know sometimes you guys don't get this far. So that's okay. I love and appreciate you guys as always. Keep your head up. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.